The only certainty there is, more changes are coming, according to Pete Thamel of ESPN. Also, rule changes are coming for the 2023 college football season, according to Ross Dellinger of Sports Illustrated. Welcome to episode 155 of College Football's Peek Around the Corner with your host, Greg Pflugar. We cover everything college football because we love everything in college football. And if you do as well, please subscribe to our ever-growing channel. Smash that like button. Share the video with your family and friends. Let's not waste any more time. Let's get to the rule changes first. And then we're going to get to Pete Thamel. He's saying the only certainty there is that more change is coming in the landscape of college football realignment. Let's first get to the rule changes. Very interesting stuff coming out of Ross Dellinger, Sports Illustrated. College football executives considering 4 changes to shorten games. The rule changes, which include the game clock continuing to run after incomplete passes, holy smokes, could be implemented this fall. A year-long effort in exploring ways to shorten college football games is entering the fourth quarter. Executives of the sport are moving closer to recommending several clock rule changes meant to reduce plays for both safety and game length reasons, multiple officials tell Sports Illustrated. They include proposals that call for the clock to continue to run after first downs and incomplete passes. I'm all for letting the clock run after first downs until it's 2 minutes left in the half, 2 minutes left in the game. But after incomplete passes, that's extreme. High-ranking college football leaders have been reviewing 4 specific changes to clock rules, 2 of which are considered non-controversial, 1 that has garnered wide support, and a 4th that has left some divided. The non-controversial proposals include prohibiting consecutive timeouts, i.e. icing kickers, and number 2, no longer extending the first or third quarter for an untimed down. If the quarter ends on a defensive penalty, the down would be clocked starting the next quarter. Those are non-controversial. Those should pass. No question about it. While those are considered to be incremental changes that will only save a fraction of the time, the 2 other proposals are more significant. In a third proposal that is garnering wide support, the clock will continue to run after an offensive gains a first down, except inside of 2 minutes and a half. In more controversial 4th proposal, the clock will continue to run after an incomplete pass once the ball is spotted for play. Again, holy smokes. While the changes will be implemented this fall, they are several weeks away from the final approval. Several athletic administrators spoke to Sports Illustrated for the story under the condition of anonymity because the changes have not been recommended, approved, or widely socialized with member schools. However, many officials involved in the process expect at least a portion of the proposals to pass, something that did not happen in last year during a similar exercise. They went through this process last year and they didn't get any rule changes, at least when it came to pace of play. Many of the proposed rule changes would bring college football in line with the NFL's own playing rules. The NFL does not allow coaches to use back-to-back timeouts during a single dead ball period and does not stop the clock after first downs are gained. However, the NFL does stop the clock after a incomplete pass. Now, put down your thoughts in the comment section below the video. I'm going to give you my thoughts right now. Holy smokes. 3 of those proposed changes to change, helping the pace of play. Absolutely. Go read the whole article. I'm going to put a description box, a link in the description box below the video. You can read the whole thing. We just barely went through half of it. That 4th one, that 4th proposed changes, where the clock will continue to run after an incomplete pass once the ball is spotted. Don't know about that. You know, that would have such ramifications in the game. First of all the Vegas lines would change. A 24-point favorite would be a 17-point favorite. There'd be less plays during each game. Less offense. Now, again, some of that is fine, but that is extreme. Very extreme. And again, I believe, like the article says later in the article, I believe that it would just cause some teams, some programs to have a super turbo offense where they would go even faster up-tempo offense. That's Slater described in the article. Read that whole article in Sports Illustrated. Give me your thoughts in the comments section below the video. Some of those rule changes, absolutely. Shorten up the game somewhat. For the safety of the players, for the media, for the fans. But man, having the clock keep running on incomplete passes after you spot the ball, the referee spots the ball, that's a little bit extreme. Now, let's get into Pete Thamel's breaking news this morning. Not really breaking news, but my goodness. More changes are coming. We've been talking about this at Peek Around the Corner. We've been saying why, the motivations behind it, consolidations, possible government changes as being the change agent to all of this. We're going to go through a little bit of this. Again, this is behind a paywall. I'm just going to place what is out in a public forum, and then you can read the rest of the article at Pete Thamel at ESPN+. This is the tweet he put out. Is another shift in conference realignment coming? The sport's uneven economics indicate change is inevitable. ESPN column on how the Pac-12's looming TV deal is an inflection point, both for the league's survival and a fragile landscape. Now, again, read the whole article. A Peek Around the Corner, we've been saying this for weeks. Look, chances of Pac-12 survival, I think, is still better than even odds. But no one should be pretending that there's real issues going on in the Pac-12. It's an inflection point. There's hard feelings going on. That TV deal is not going to be very good compared to the other 4 Power 5 conferences. It just is not going to work out. According to us at Peek Around the Corner, put down your opinions down again once in the comments section. If you disagree with us, that's fine. But there is a real issue here. And to pretend that there's not a real issue is doing a disservice to yourself and to the Pac-12 schools and the universities. And I'm mainly talking to the writers out in the West Coast. Realignment chatter, how the Pac-12 holds the key to it all. The TV deal secured by Commissioner George Kliavkoff could hold the key to the next round of college football alignment. There's a couple phrases here. I'm just showing once again what's out in public. The rest of it is behind the paywall. The looming changes to the structure of college football simultaneously highlight the strength of the SEC and the Big Ten while exposing the fluidity of the rest of the major college conference landscape. With the Big Ten and SEC preparing to start 16 program versions of 2024 and the 12-team playoff looming in the same year, the rest of college football landscape is left to sort itself out. The only certainty is that more change is coming. The title of this episode. That is absolutely true. Even if it doesn't happen here in the next couple weeks, it is going to happen at some point. What's more apparent after interviews with industry and campus sources over the past week, again, this was just in the past week, is how that the financial gap between the SEC and the Big Ten and everyone else is going to cause further unrest. I'm going to repeat that. It's going to cause further unrest. So this is not the end of it. This is the start of it. It's safe to say that the schools in the Power 2 are going to be making more than $30 million more than the teams in the other leagues now and going forward. The Big 12 is at least safely established in the upper middle class after agreeing to a recent deal with ESPN and Fox. They're at least established, getting that deal done early before the Pac-12. The only variable is time, and the next significant trigger could emerge in the coming weeks when the Pac-12 schools find out what their television deal could look like. And this all plays out against a backdrop of industry-wide uncertainty, evolving television markets, financial stress in the tech industry, new NCAA leadership, and here's the money shot, and lawsuits and potential government action that loom as change agents. We've been trying to talk about this at Peek Around the Corner. Other people are ignoring this. lawsuits and potential government action that loom as change agents. That's going to have a significant impact on the landscape of college football in the coming weeks, months, and years ahead. It ain't over. It's just begun. There's a lot to talk about. And we're going to be doing this here at Peek Around the Corner. Follow us. If you haven't done so, subscribe to our channel. We've talked about the changes because, well, of the money difference, the exposure difference, the media contracts. But there are other stuff that are looming out there. Pete Thamel is giving you a peek around the corner. He's giving you your own peek around the corner, his own peek around the corner. The government actions, what they decide, Johnson versus NCAA, it's all going to have a profound effect and impact on what happens in the future. And these schools are trying to act on it right now. Texas and Oklahoma did. USC, UCLA did. Some other schools out there are going to try to change their positioning in the college football landscape because of these looming changes that are happening. It's fast motion. The one thing that's not going to happen is not going to be a merger between the Big 12 and the Pac-12. Forget about that. I don't know where that came up this weekend. That's not happening. Think about it. Why would that happen now? Why would the Big 12, they did a risky move. They moved up 18 months, got the deal done before the Pac-12 secures the best exposure spots that were remaining at ESPN and Fox, and suddenly they're going to agree with the merger with the Pac-12. And some of those Pac-12 schools wouldn't have anything to do with the merger. There's so many things wrong with that bogus story. It's not worth talking about, and that's the last time we talk about it here at Peek Around the Corner. Pac-12, the odds still rest with them. They're going to be able to. We still think they're the favorites to secure their future with the 10 schools plus expand with SMU and San Diego State. But it does rest on the knife's edge. Kliavkoff needs to get the deal done. Changes are going to happen. There's a story. Something's looming out east. We're going to be covering that Peek Around the Corner in the next couple months. So stay with us here. Subscribe to our channel. You'll get notified of when the next episode or when the next live show is going to be, because it could pop up at any moment. Our last live show was titled, "Now It's Time to Panic." We put that out there Friday night. Pete Thamel's article of this morning. I'll let you be the judge. Were we correct on that? Until next time. From all of us at Peek Around the Corner to all of you, please, you all take care of each other. Thank you so very much.